Well, Amendment 2 could have a huge effect, not just on education, but on a lot of services we depend on. So let's do a quick rundown about what this means on the ballot. This amendment, if passed, would give the legislature the authority to eliminate taxes on business equipment and property, as well as personal property taxes on motor vehicles. The lion's share of the tax cuts would go to large businesses, many of which are out of state. And here's why it matters. Property taxes in West Virginia, most of them actually go to local governments. 2/3 go to public schools, and you can see about another third goes to city and county governments to fund a variety of services. So again, Amendment 2 would not eliminate these taxes, property taxes, but it would give the legislature the authority to do so. And what this means, it amounts to over more than 1/4 of the property taxes would fall under the control of the legislature, which would change constitutional protections by our state to protect local government, local voters. Different counties around the state rely on property taxes to a varying degree. More than a quarter of its budget, comes from property tax. This is actually the county breakdown for Kanawha. And again, you see it's about 60% for the schools. And if this should go through, this would be the amount of loss of revenue for a total of about $47 million. And this is, to break it down and get specific, you can see health departments. Golly, what could go wrong with defunding health departments during a pandemic? Basically, if this goes through, it would also affect not just regular property taxes, but voter approved levies. And it could mean that if you take this out, then the value of the taxes, like 27% of what goes into what levy support could disappear, or future levies would be more aggressive on their taxations. In most other states, regular property taxes are much higher, and they find other ways of taxing business and property. So it's kind of a false argument there that doesn't really hold up. West Virginia has the 9th best for business property tax ranking in the country. So it's not like, we're some extreme state. This is just clearly an example, I think, of a power grab for politicians to be able to control revenue that actual local voters decide about and vote upon to give tax breaks to corporations. And finally, as we're getting toward the close, the idea that this is going to have a huge effect on improving West Virginia's business climate really doesn't hold up, because state and local taxes make up less than 2% of the total overall cost of doing business. What we're talking about for businesses, this is a fraction of a fraction. But the hurt it would do to education and other services is not a fraction. It's really pretty serious.